Well, here's Bob Vandergriff, the C&J Energy Services car. The biggest question mark, of course, what will his team look like next year? TJ Zizzo is in the lane opposite. Brand new Rust-Oleum colors, and see that pink stripe separating the red and the white. It's been black, it's been yellow, it's been blue this weekend. It's kind of paint you can peel off. It's pretty cool. Been working with that company for 3 years trying to get him out here at the drag race. It's great to have him out.
Yeah, the car looks really good, and he's also been running very well. He's been consistent. 4 out of 5 runs went down the racetrack, but it's interesting that basically when cars have gone down the track, they've run 370s or they've smoked the tires. There hasn't really been much in between. Oh, that's a boomer.
Big time fireball for Zizzo.
Wow, dude. That was a flaming marshmallow.
You know, those guys were so consistent.
It hurt early, seemed like he's pulling away. Yeah, it must have been, and then we started catching up on it, boom.
Well, that was a boom, all right.
Man.
Vandergriff takes the win, 380 with a 5. But the attention, the eyes diverted to the ginormous fireball. Is that a word? It is now.
I almost got to believe something broke. Yeah, look, the engine just quits, and then kaboom. Whoa. Like it broke a crankshaft or something to cause all that to go.
Mike, the injector was still wide open when everything was basically dead.
Yeah, I think the crankshaft might have possibly broke or caused it. I mean, obviously it lit all that fuel in that manifold, but that was a big explosion.
Well, whatever it was lighting.
Holy moly, look at that.
Yes, oh, look at that. Look at the front snout.
Front blower drive right there. Wow. Coming off of the car.
That's costly. Look at the fire in the cockpit.
That is Chris Peacock that runs that Ultra Mo camera.
You know, Mike, we talk about fires in funny cars, but my helmets have been burned more in a dragster because that's a low-pressure area where the driver sits, so the flame just sucks right into where the driver's at.
Yeah, one of the worst fires I was ever in was in Gainesville in a dragster. It got in the cockpit, and I mean, my gloves, my fire suit, and burned my neck collar right off.
How dramatic it is. Really in fast motion. It was a big ball of flame, and it looked seemingly like it went out fairly quickly in real speed.
The weird part about it was...
Wow, dude. That was a flaming marshmallow.
Yeah, I mean, the car was a little bit soft. You can see that blower drive bouncing off the racetrack, but
the front of the car,
the numbers
forward.
The numbers were a little bit soft, but I mean, it wasn't any indication that it was, you know, didn't see any cylinders out or anything. Then just all of a sudden everything quit, and then when it quit, it went kaboom. And I'll tell you what, I blew a crank out of it, and that crash in '83 I had, and it was running just fine. It was actually moving pretty good, and all of a sudden I just felt a little shudder, and then kaboom, just like that.
Well, TJ Zizzo had problems, but Sean Langdon didn't.
Indeed, he did not. And it's interesting, Davey was just running down our list here of performances in the first round. How impressed are you with all these 78s and 79s?
That's pretty darn impressive. You know, a lot of these guys that are coming out this weekend, you know, they really haven't run much this year. So you have some part-time racers coming out, running with the big dogs. And, I mean, it's putting on a great show for the fans. And that's first and foremost, you know, the Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series is the biggest race of the year right now in Indy. And it's neat to have a field separated only, you know, less than 1/10 of a second. So a lot of that comes down to the drivers, comes down to the crew chiefs making the right calls, and the crew guys, you know, being absolutely perfect putting these cars together. And it's not easy, you know, first round draw against Spencer Massey. That's almost like a final round matchup, but any of these matchups are going to be final round matchups for the rest of the day.
Hey, no pressure, right?
Yeah, no, none at all.